As we look back at our win over Cal Davis, we thought our guys made improvements in certain areas. First of all, it was great to get off to a fast start. And all three phases of our team contributed. We had a good kickoff return to start the game, 7-play drive for 50-some yards to go up 7-0. Then on the first third down, we get a pick, return it to the 8, and turn that into a touchdown. I thought that was a big part in the game and really played a role in the outcome. And then another time in the game that was really key, we scored on our last drive of the first half and the first drive of the second half, and those drives were really the difference in the game. Things that we need to improve. Our kickoff team, we needed to shore that up and did a much better job in the second half. Obviously gave up a big punt return but had a good result at the end. Our guys stuck with it and stripped the ball, but those are things we need to get better at. And defensively, we still the pass defense was not as solid as we'd like it to be, and we didn't tackle in space like we'd like to. So some of those areas, and then the passing game on offense, we need to shore that up and be more consistent. But overall, pleased with our performance and a hard-earned victory, which we thought would be a 4-quarter game coming into the game.
Coach, was it nice to see John kind of bounce back and have a game like he had the first game of the season?
Yeah, it's always nice. I thought he ran the ball well. He was real patient and waited for the play to develop. And then when he got into open space, we know he's elusive, and he was able to do that. And, and he really fought for some tough yards at the end of some runs and protected the ball. So it was a good performance by him.
When you look at Portland State, do you see a little bit of yourselves in that matchup at all?
Well, they run the football, and they're very good against the run. I believe they're averaging 4.5 yards per rush, and their quarterback is their leading rusher, where they're a little bit different, and they run it from different formations. They really don't play with a fullback. It's a one-back spread running attack, but defensively, giving up just over 2 yards a rush. So it'll be a similar style, teams that run the football and want to control the ball and win the field position battle. But very impressed with them overall as a team.
Coach, what do you think's made them so successful defensively through the first couple games?
They're very active, very good tacklers in space. We really like, they play hard up front, but we think their secondary really contributes to their run defense and really tackles well in space. They'll force you to run the ball outside because they're stout up front. When you get to the perimeter, they don't give you any extra yards.
With your offense who wants to run the ball and their defense who stops the run, what kind of comes to fruition on Saturday?
Well, I think who executes better, who can get their guys in space, playmakers, and then if they take the run away from you got to be able to throw the football, and that's what we're going to work hard on this week. We need to be more efficient at the passing game, and we still got to work on the run game. We haven't been as consistent as we'd like to be. We were happy with Saturday, but now can we repeat that performance and do it week in and week out?
You kind of touched on it right there. A quarter of the way in the season now, what do you think is the biggest part of the game where your team can improve?
Well, I think we got to be more consistent, in all areas. The one thing, we're happy with our special teams play has been pretty solid with the exception of some coverage early in the game on Saturday, but Mitch is kicking the ball well and creates some field position and flips the field for us. I think Reed's been solid. We were perfect in PATs and field goals on Saturday. We hit a 46-yarder, which was a big point in the game. And then offensively, we just got to be a lot more consistent than we have been. Defensively, we've done better on third down. That was a point of emphasis for us, but we were not as good as we'd like to be in short yardage defense, although we had a really big goal line stand in the first half that really helped our team when they had a 1st and goal from the 2 and we forced a field goal. That was a big step for our program, but we got to be better in short yardage situations. And ironically, it came to 2nd and long was what hurt us. We had a lot of 2nd and longs that became 3rd and 2 and 3rd and 1.
With how good their run defense is, are you going to be challenging Keaton and the receiving core this week to maybe try and get them a little bit more involved in the game plan?
Yeah, we do that every week. We know that because we want to run the football, teams are going to gear up to stop the run, and therefore you got to be able to throw it and back them off a bit and at least have that threat that they can't put it all those men up at the line of scrimmage. So, yeah, that's a challenge this week, and we will challenge our guys.
Looking at the Portland State offense, have you guys, I know they have some former quarterbacks split out wide with, some names I recognize. Do they try to do some very different, unique things with some of those guys?
Oh, there's a little bit, but they just like them because they're good athletes. I believe they had 4 listed quarterbacks on the field at one time last week in the game, so they like their athleticism, and that's one thing that I think they're very impressive. They're really good in the open field. They got a lot of playmakers, and they're good at getting them in space because they spread you out to run the football.
Coach, offensively, particularly on the first drive on Saturday, we saw you in the shotgun a little bit more and running that jet sweep kind of action. Is that something because of Awari's speed, or is it something that you're going to do a lot more of?
Well, we just thought it was something that we could do on Saturday. Now we got to take a look at Portland State, and you try to see if there's any weaknesses. Right now we haven't found any. They're pretty solid. That was a real impressive win to go to Washington State and win, and then go to Idaho State and win. And they're deserving of their ranking right now. They've done a really good job up to this point. I got to meet Coach Barnum this summer, and I think he's really done a good job of really giving life to their program. And they're playing very hard and believe in what they're doing.
What do you expect from the venue, atmosphere-wise? It could be kind of unique playing in Hillsboro there.
Yeah, we've looked into it. We've talked to our guys about, hey, it doesn't matter where we play. The focus still needs to remain on our preparation, and what we do at the game is going to be determined by how well we prepare, and where we play really shouldn't matter. It's an easy trip from the hotel to the stadium. We got all that figured out, and it really shouldn't matter where we play.
And you'll learn more of this week, I guess, but do you sense maybe that the team understands the opportunity that's presented here with an opportunity to go 2-0 in the Big Sky and beat a team that's ranked, whatever they are, 16 in the country?
It's a big opportunity for us, and I think, the biggest thing is to go on the road, stay focused, and stay together, and we want to earn a positive result. That's what we want to do this week, and it'd be a nice step for our program, and against a ranked team sure would help us at this point. But we're going to take it one day at a time. We have a lot of respect for Portland State at this point. They're deserving of this 3-0 record. They beat their opponents. They didn't dumb into this. So we're just going to really have to play solid all 3 phases of the game. If you look at Portland State returned a kickoff for a score, 2 weeks ago against Idaho State, and gained a lot of momentum. They created some turnovers against Washington State that created momentum for their team. So they got a lot of playmakers, and we need to figure out a way to contain those guys and get into a 4-quarter game.
Is there anything you can learn from last year's game? Obviously, teams are different this year, but what can you take from last year's game and apply to this year?
Well, we know they're a real physical team, and they have a lot of players returning. 8 defensive starters returning, 6 on offense, and so we can use that game to learn, and we got a feel for what they're like. Even though a little bit different, there's some carryover from the year before.
Very good. All right.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you guys.